Good morning, children. My name is Dr. P. Brahmam, lecturer in zoology, Government Degree College, Ramannapeta, Yadadri, Bhuvnagiri district, Telangana, India. Today, we discuss about reproductive system of Hydrodinaria granulosa. Reproductive system of Hydrodinaria granulosa. You know, it is belongs to the annelid animal. The Hydrodinaria granulosa is also known as leech. Leech is a hermaphrodite animal. Male and female reproductive systems are found in one individual. But self-fertilization never occurs. Two leeches copulate for cross-fertilization. Leech is a hermaphrodite animal. Male and female reproductive systems are found in one individual. That's why we are calling this a leech is a hermaphrodite. Male reproductive system. It includes two. It is hermaphrodite. That's why I am saying here the male and female reproductive systems are quite different. You have to see here in the male reproductive system and also female reproductive system also there here. First of all, we'll learn about male reproductive system. You see, my dear students, in my expanding my slide here, in the Hydrodinaria granulosa, the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system is having the following steps or a following parts. Number 1 is testis sac. Number 2, vasa differentia. Number 3, vasa efferentia. Number 4, epididymis. Number 5, ejaculatory ducts. Number 6, atrium. Now, I would like to explain from testis sacs to the atrium. Listen carefully. This is male reproductive system. In male reproductive system, here that is testis sacs. Generally, in the 11 pairs, sometimes 12 to the 13 pairs are also seen in the testes of small spherical sacs like testis, one pair in each of them segments from 12 to 22, placed one on either side of ventral nerve cord. Testis sac is a constricted portion of the coelom. The walls of the sacs, buds and spermatogonia, these are all here. Buds, spermatogonia are sperm mother cells which further gives rise to spermatozoa. Each sperm is with head and tail. Each sperm is with head and sperm tail. That is vasa efferentia. Each testis sac forms a short duct from its posterior end, which runs outwards to join with vasa differentia of the same side. Mature sperms pass through vasa efferentia into vasa differentia. And vasa differentia, a pair of these tubes is slender, lining on the ventral body. See in the diagram here, from the 11 to the 12 segments in the pairs, here the vasa differentia from 11th to the 22 segments. A pair of these tubes is slender, lining on the ventral body. wall parallel to the nerve cord and extends forwardly from 22nd to the 11th segment. Each differentia joins to efferentia of that side. Each vasa deferens is enclosed within a tubular coelomic space containing amoeboid corpuscles. The similar to those of the hemocoelomic fluid, each vasa deferens runs from 11th segment and from a convoluted mass in the 10th segment, which is called as epididymis, You see in the diagram, this is here I am expanding the epididymis place. Here the epididymis. This structure is called as sperm vascule. This structure is called as sperm vascule. These vascules, epididymis, arises a short, simply this epididymis produced in the 11th segment reach this vesicle through vasa deferentia and stored. The epididymis is in the 11th segment and nearest to posterior region of 10th segment. So here the epididymis is in the 11th segment. You have to observe, and the 103 pseudo segments are there and 33 segments are there in the body of a leech. The ejaculation duct, from the anterior end of epididymis arises a short narrow tube called as ejaculatory ducts. The atrium, the ejaculatory duct from each epididymis joins the 9 to 10 segments to form a median sac called atrium. Its anterior end is wide, consists of a thick-walled single-celled prostrate gland. Here in the atrium. These glands open into the lumen. You have to see here the clear diagram of a vasa deferentia and vasa efferentia also there here, and atrium. In these diagrams you clearly observe all the portions are present in this diagram, and properly here the atrium, the ejaculatory duct from each epididymis joins the 9 to 10 segments to form a median sac called atrium. Its anterior end is wide, consists of thick-walled single-celled prostrate glands. These glands open into the lumen. Lumen of the atrium with their ducts. The posterior part of atrium is called as pennis. A sac which is thin-walled. The sac encloses highly muscular and filamentous. Coiled pennis which produce simply through the male genital pore. The male genital pore is situated in between 2 to 3 annules of 10th segment. You have to see in the last 10th segment. From here to here, the 10th segment annules. Simply, the male genital pore is situated in between 2 to 3 annules of the 10th segment. The secretions of prostate chamber glue the spermatozoa from spermatophores, which are transferred through the penis into the vagina of the partner leech during copulation. So here the penetration is occurring for the reproduction purpose. The secretions of a prostate chambers glue the spermatozoa to form spermatophores, which are transferred through the penis into the vagina of the partner leech during copulation. During copulation. So, these are all the parts which we are seen in the male reproductive system. That male reproductive system having from 11th to the 22 segments, the sacs are there in the penis and ejaculatory duct. These are all the parts which are present in the male reproductive system. Male reproductive system, which are all participate in the male reproductive system. So, this male reproductive system having 6 parts only. That 6 parts is participate in the reproductive activities. In that, once again we are going to see that main 6 parts, that is testis sacs and vasa efferentium and ejaculatory ducts and vasa differentium and epididymis and atrium. Epididymis and atrium. Leech is a hermaphrodite animal. Male and female reproductive systems are found in one individual, but self-fertilization never occurs. To leeches copulate for cross-fertilization. Male reproductive system, it includes testis sacs and vasa differentium and vasa efferentia and ejaculatory ducts and atrium. These are all the main 6 parts which are present in the male reproductive system of a Hydroneria granulosa. These Hydroneria granulosa, the system of small spherical sac-like testis. Simply, these testis sac generally 11 pairs. 11 pairs it present in the 12 to 13 sacs or pairs are also seen. Sometimes we are seeing more than 11 to the 13 pairs. Testis sacs generally 11 pairs somites. Sometimes we are seeing in 11 to the 12 or 11 to the 13 or 12 to the 13 pairs also we are seen in the sacs, simply testis sacs. In the 12 to the 22 placed, that is segments of 12 to the 22 segments placed on either side of ventral nerve cord. Testis sacs is a constructed portion of the coelom. Construction portion of the coelom. The wall of the sac birds spermatogonia or sperm mother cells, which further gives rise to spermatozoa. Each sperm is with head and tail. Each sperm is with head and tail. Vasa efferentia. Each testis sac forms a short duct from its posterior end, which runs outwards to join with vasa differentia of the same side. Mature simply sperms pass through vasa efferentia into vasa differentia. See here vasa in this diagram, my expanding in this slide, that is vasa differentia here in the lower side, that is vasa efferentia is just upper side. So here in this diagram you have to observe clearly the vasa efferentia and differentia, how the sperm is produced, where the sperm is produced, where the sperm is stored. These parts are the main important parts. Vasa efferentia, that is efferentia and vasa differentia. Here epididymis. This structure is called as sperm vesicle. Sperm vesicle. This part is called as epididymis. This structure is called as sperm vesicle. The sperms produced in 11th segment reach this vesicle through vasa efferentia. Vasa efferentia differentia and stored. The epididymis is in the 11th segment. Epididymis is in the 11th segment and nearer to posterior region of 10th segment. Nearer to the posterior region of 10th segment. So, ejaculatory duct from the anterior end of epididymis arises a short narrow tube called as ejaculatory duct. Atrium. The ejaculatory duct from each epididymis joins the 9 and 10 segments to form a median sac called atrium. Its anterior end is considered wide, consists of a thick walled single called prostrate glands. These glands open into the lumen of the atrium with their ducts. The posterior part of atrium is called as penis sac, which is thin walled. This sac encloses highly muscular and filamentous coiled penis which protrude through the male genital pore. The male genital pore is situated in between 2 to 3 annulus of 10th segment. The secretions of prostrate chamber glue the spermatozoa to form spermatophores which are transferred through the penis into the vagina of the partner leech during copulation. This is totally what we are seeing from beginning to still now. This is the male reproductive system. This totally is male reproductive system. Now we are entering into the female reproductive system. See here the female reproductive system. That female reproductive system in the Hyrenaria granulosa is also called as, in the reproductive system, is also called as reproductive and nephridial system also. Nephridial system also. Why it is called as a reproductive and nephridial system, later I will explain. Now we are going to the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system. In that female reproductive system also possessing the 5 parts, 5 main parts. How the 5 main parts is here? The female reproductive system, it includes ovisacs and ovaries and common oviduct and vagina. Common oviduct and vagina. Ovisacs, female reproductive system, it includes ovisacs and ovaries and common oviduct and vagina. Here you have to see in the oviducts, oviduct and vagina, ovisacs are there, ovaries are there. In the first, the part is ovisacs, second part is ovaries, and third part is oviducts, and fourth part is common oviduct, and fifth part is vagina. It includes vagina. 5 parts are there. Now I am coming from the top to the bottom sequentially. Here ovisacs. The ovisacs, a pair of ovaries is enclosed in ovisacs situated in 11th segment. 11th segment, one on either side of the ventral nerve cord. The ovisacs are modified and filled with hemocoelomic fluid. Ovisacs, a pair of ovaries is enclosed in ovisacs situated in the 11th segment, one on either side of the ventral nerve cord. The ovisacs are modified and filled with hemocoelomic fluid. The ovaries are coiled like cytoplasmic cord which has many nuclei. The ovary is a minute, delicate coiled thread like structure and nucleated. This ovary buds of the ova, oviducts. The base of each ovisag is continued into a short and slender tube called oviduct. That is simply a oviduct. In the oviduct, commonly in common oviduct, both in ovisacs and ovaries and oviducts, common oviduct are there. The right oviduct passes beneath the ventral narrow cord, and unites with the left one in the 11th segment to form a single and median, common oviduct, which is covered by a thick layer of a unicellular albumen glands opening into the common oviduct. The posterior part of the common oviduct is free from albumin glands, is folded and leads behind the vagina. The common oviduct runs backwardly and forms S-shaped coiled structure and opens into the vagina. It is oval sacs, muscular lining mid-ventrally in 11th segment and extends into 12th segments. The inner side of vagina is folded. This opens outside as female genital pore in the mid-ventral line of 11th segment. The ova are budded off by the ovaries into oviducts. It has simply oviducts here, female genital pore in the mid-ventral line of 11th segment. The ova are budded off by the ovaries into a ovisacs. So here you have to see this ova pass down the oviducts to common oviduct, where each is coated with albumen, and then the ova pass into the vagina and stored still fertilization occurs. The copulation and fertilization in the leech. Simply here in the copulation and fertilization, you have to see here how the fertilization is there, how copulation is there. In the simple manner, you have to see the copulation and fertilization. In leech, the breeding season is March and April. In leeches, the breeding season is March and April. A leech, the breeding season is March and April. Two leeches come in contact by their ventral surface in head to tail position, so that the genital pores of both lies against each other. Thus the penis of one leech enters the female genital pore of the other, and mutual exchange of seminal fluid containing spermatophore. Then the spermatophore enters the vagina of both leeches. This process is continued for an hour, which later separate. This process copulation is 1 hour needs to take the place. The process of fertilization takes place in the vagina of each leech. Then fertilized ova are discharged into a cocoon for further development. Cocoon formation and development of a leech. Here you have to see the cocoon formation and development of a leech. Here the cocoon is barrel shaped structure. The cocoon is in barrel shaped structure. Barrel shaped structure, that structure is here very important. So here you have to see this cocoon structure is in barrel shape. That barrel shape cocoon formation, the cocoon is barrel shaped, 25 to 30 millimeter long and 12 to the 15 millimeter width structure, which is formed in the month of April and May and June. The fertilization eggs enter into the cocoon for further development. The cocoon is secreted in the form of a snow white fourthy gridly by the ciliary glands of 9th, 10th and 11th segments. Then the elder, the ciliator glands secretes an albuminous fluid which enters into the cocoon. The fertilized ovum with albuminous coat comes out through the female genital pore and reaches the girdle. Then the leech withdraws its anterior end by rhythmic movements. The posterior glands secretes the anterior polar plug and close the anterior end of the girdle. This requires an hour of time. Then leech further moves in the same manner. Thus the girdle posterior end comes to cephalic region of the leech. Further the cephalic glands once again secretes the posterior plug of the girdle. This also requires again 1 hour. The total time required for the formation of cocoon is 6 hours. The total time is required for the formation of a cocoon is 6 hours, at least 6 hours. At least how many hours for the formation of cocoon? 6 hours. 6 hours. Further the cephalic glands once again secretes the posterior plug of the girdle. This also requires again 1 hour. This also requires again 1 hour. The total time required for the formation of cocoon is 6 hours. The total time is requires for the formation of the cocoon is 6 hours. Simply is 6 hours for the formation of a cocoon. Then the completely formed cocoon is laid in the moist places are at the bank of the lake. It is not released in the water. The cocoon becomes hardened on exposure to air. Completely formed cocoon is an amber colored or light yellow color. Each cocoon contains a 1 to 24 embryos. Each cocoon contains 1 to 24 embryos which develop by taking albumin for their nutrition. Development. Leech shows direct development within the cocoon simply, and the young ones come out within 15 days. Within 15 days the young ones is coming from the outside. Within the 15 days young ones come outside. So here the leech shows direct development. Leech shows direct development within the cocoon, and the young ones come out within 15 days. The fertilized egg undergoes all the cleavage and completes all the stages by utilizing the albumin content. The polar plugs drop during hatching and the young ones are released, which are similar to adults. That is a leech having the different kinds of patterns of reproductive and nephridial system. The chambers, the body is circulated in the leech sensor coelom is there, and anterior and posterior end with central peripheral and sympathetic systems. Here in the hermaphrodite and two leeches copulate for cross fertilization. At the time of a fertilization, the two leeches cross product for the copulation. So here you have to see sense organs are well developed, which includes anal receptors, segmental receptors and eyes. It is hermaphrodite. Why I am saying for the sense organs here in the reproductive system, the sense organs sometimes gives the signals to the sexual intercourse time or a period. It is hermaphrodite and two leeches copulate for cross fertilization. Male reproductive system has test sacs, vasa differentia, vasa efferentia, epididymis and ejaculatory ducts and atrium. Female reproductive system includes ovisacs and ovaries and oviducts, common oviduct and vagina. The breeding season is March and April, and two leeches copulate and fertilized ova are discharged into a cocoon. Cocoon is 25 to 30 millimeter long and secreted by ciliated glands of 9 to 11th segments. Of 9 to 11 segments. Young ones develop directly within cocoon in about 15 days to the 16 days. Within about the 15 days to the 16 days. That's why I am saying here the development of his leech in direct development. Leech having the reproductive system, in that leech has a hermaphrodite. That's why we are saying the male and female reproductive organs are quite different, but the male and female reproductive organs are present in the one organism or one leech. That's why we are saying this as a hermaphrodite. These hermaphrodite having male and female reproductive organisms. So here the male and reproductive organisms having some small differentiations. Here the male reproductive organs having the main parts have the 6 main parts, that is one is test sacs and vasa differentia and vasa efferentia and epididymis and ejaculatory ducts and atrium. These 6 main parts are which are present. The 6 main parts which are present in the male reproductive system of a Hirudinaria granulosa. Male reproductive system of a Hirudinaria granulosa. Male reproductive system, that Hirudinaria granulosa. Now once we go to the main parts of the female reproductive system of a Hirudinaria granulosa, here you have to see 5 main parts of a Hirudinaria granulosa: ovisacs and ovaries and oviducts and common oviducts and vagina. These are all the common parts, that ovisacs and ovaries and oviducts and common oviducts and vagina. These are all the main important things which are present in the reproductive nephridial system of a leech. Reproductive nephridial system of a leech. For the development in the leech and formation of cocoon, copulation and fertilization. In that copulation and fertilization, the breeding season is March and April. 2 leeches come in contact by their ventral surface in head to tail position, so that the genital pore of both lies against each other. Thus the penis of one leech enters the female genital pore of the other, and mutual exchange of a seminal fluid containing spermatophore. Then the spermatophore enters the vagina of both leeches. This process is continued for an hour, which later separate. That's why I am saying here to the formation of cocoon. Formation of cocoon, in the cocoon is barrel shaped cocoon. It is formed in 25 to 30 millimeters of width. 25 to 35 millimeters of a width. Here you have to see, and barrel shaped 25 to 30 means long, and 12 to 15 width structure, which is formed in the month of April, May and June. The fertilized eggs entered into the cocoon for further development. The cocoon is secreted in the form of a snow white furthy girdle by the ciliary glands of 9, 10, 11. 9, 10 and 11. The segment then the ciliary glands secretes an albuminous fluid which enters into the cocoon. Which enters into the cocoon. So here you have to see out through the female genital pore and reaches the girdle. So simply the development of a leech, here you have to see the development of a leech. Leech shows direct development. Leech, there is no larva stages. Leech shows direct development. Leech shows direct development within the cocoon, and the young ones come out within 15 days. The 15 days. The fertilized egg undergoes all the cleavage and completes all the stages by utilizing the albumin content. The polar plugs drop during hatching, and the young ones are released, which are similar to adults. Which it is total process of a reproductive and nephridial system of a leech. This is an reproductive and nephridial system of a leech. This nephridial and reproductive system of a leech is a very important for the sustainability and developing of their offsprings and all the things. So here you have to see simple manner of a reproduction. In the reproduction, a reproduction is one of the main aspects in the living organisms for developing their traits, So here in the simply the reproduction and nephridial system also showing here in my slide. You have to see once, my dear student, genital atrium. Number one genital atrium. Number 2 epididymis. Number 3 ovisac. Number 4 vagina. Number 5 testis. Number 6 vasa deferentia. Number 7 hermaphrodite. These are all the parts which are present in the reproductive system. In the main parts are I am showing in this slide, which are main parts. You have to see this is the atrium and epididymis and ovary and testis sacs and vagina. Also, these are all the two main parts from both two sides. Here two sides means male and female reproductive side. Atrium, epididymis, ovary, testis sacs and vagina. Also. These parts are mainly actively participate in the reproduction and produce the eggs and directly formation of a cocoon and ejaculatory ducts as well as the oviducts, and these are all the points which are very essential and important of reproduction. Then the completely formed cocoon is laid in the moist place or at the bank of the lake. It is not released in the water. It is not released in the water. So all these are main parts and main things in the reproduction of a leech. Reproduction of a leech. So this is the reproduction of a leech. Thank you, my dear